day 24, November 12th. We didn't hunt this morning. I had an issue in my office. When I remodeled that thing, we changed up where the water lines went, and they froze last night. So I spent the morning trying to get my water lines thawed out rather than hunting. But this afternoon, we're going to head to a spot that, it's a spot that we don't really have a buck that we know of, but it's an area that has quite a bit of timber around it. So there's no reason why there couldn't be something here that we aren't aware of. So we're going to take advantage of this opportunity, hoping for a surprise buck, going back to a little small food plot back in the timber. It's a spot that Drake killed a couple does here back in October, and it's just it sets up really nice. It's a great spot for bow hunting because there's always that sense that you're going to get a close range shot rather than some spots that we hunt where it just feels like, man, there could be 50 yards away. I don't feel that way on this spot. I feel like 30 yards and in, we should be in the game. So we're looking for a surprise buck, and tomorrow we'll probably get back onto those same deer that we've been hunting closer to the house.
Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by RK Tractors, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, Wasp Archery, Spot Hog Releases, RTP Outdoors, America's Best Bowstrings, Hoyman Tree Saws, and Realtree.
We just had a real nice buck, that's a younger buck, 3 or 4 year old, come cruising through. He walked right across our scent trail where we walked into the stand and didn't even drop his nose, so that was interesting. I mean, he's not paying much attention. He's just looking for does. And this brings up a point about during the rut, the way that we all think that mature bucks should be out cruising all the time. But it's not very often that you actually see that. We were sitting here thinking, why couldn't that have been a 5-year-old buck? But at this point in the rut, the 12th of November, a lot of those bucks are with does. So you don't really see as much cruising as what you think you should. I think that's why the end of October was so good this year, because it was cool enough to get them on their feet, and they didn't have does yet. So you get into this part of the rut. It's not the lull necessarily. The middle of November can have a little bit of a downturn in mature buck activity, but the more does are in estrus, the less these bucks have to cruise. So it's just something to keep in mind. You think, I didn't see much today. Well, the reason you didn't see much today is because the correct doe wasn't nearby. You can have does around you, but you need the doe, the one that's in estrus, and that's the one that's going to draw the attention. So we're hunting between 2 doe bedding areas. There's one over to my left and one over to my right, and there's a bunch more of them down to my right on these little ridges that run out. So that's what that buck was doing. He was just cruising from one doe bedding area to another and hoping for the best. I've only seen that one buck so far. Got about probably 45 minutes maybe a little bit more left of legal shooting time. I guess it's that part of the rut like we talked about earlier, where you have the right doe and it's all good, and if you don't, it can be pretty slow. Tomorrow morning, we haven't got a specific game plan yet, but we plan to hunt in the morning. And I'm sure we'll try to be someplace around one of those bucks closer to the house that we've been targeting since going into the season, since the summer. So check back again tomorrow and we'll keep bringing you the action.